So what could I say to myself right now?
Go buy a pie.
I could go buy a pie. Okay, that could be my self-talk of going like, okay, if I completely fail, I can at least hit up Giant Eagle later. What else can I do?
You can go to the store and buy one of the books that says Making Pies for Dummies.
I could get my Making Pies for Dummies on. You're right, Making Pies 101, Miss King. Is that what you do?
You can just go on to Google and type in world's greatest pie. That's what I do.
You're right, I could go and get a recipe, get world's greatest pies, maybe world's easiest pies. I might say just go to the store. Mario.
Pie making 101.
I can do pie making 101. Maybe there's a YouTube video on it that I'd be able to watch, as long as I don't watch it here. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so if my problem is Thanksgiving pie, I have to go through and think about some other things. So if you think about your hurdle, Cam, do you have a hurdle that you can think of? You don't have to tell me, but can you think of a hurdle that you've had to deal with lately?
No.
Nothing at all?
No.
Okay. If we think about some things that you've jumped over, before I accomplish that pie, maybe I can think, well, I know how to bake a cake. And I make some pretty mean brownies. I've done that by scratch before. So, I have done some baking. I just never have done a pie. Think about what else can I jump over? Can I jump over maybe like doing the crust? Or maybe buying a pre-done crust and then just sort of maybe, not having to deal with making a crust? And why do I want to do this? A lot of times, when you have a hurdle, you have to have a reason for what you might want to do it for. Why do you think I'm going to make a pie this year? Maybe I want to be known as having the best pie possible. Good. Why else do you think I might be making a pie? What do you think, Mario?
To show Mrs.
Riddoloni.
That you can make pies.
Maybe I want to actually just prove to somebody that I'm going to try and actually be able to do this pie. You're right. And these are all good ideas, but you know why I'm making a pie this year? Is because my mother-in-law, so how's that related to me? How's a mother-in-law related to me, Cam?
Your husband's mom.
Right, my husband's mom, she actually had foot surgery, so she can't make the pies this year. So, somebody else has to. So I'm going to be the good daughter-in-law. Well, she can't make the pie. She can't stand.
Well, you could
She can't stand in the kitchen.
She could sit and make a pie.
Well, she could, but she just had the surgery, so
How about
she's still a little uncomfortable, put it that way.
A wheelchair?
So, she has one. Yeah, but it's hard. Everything's up high.
How about cake?
So,
You can't do it on the table?
I guess
She
not.
can't do it.
Yeah. She's still trying to do stuff. She's making 3 types of stuffing. So if I can make a pie and she makes 3 types of stuffing, I like stuffing better. So I'm going to let her make the stuffing.
I hate stuffing.
Stuffing's gross.
Be still my heart. What's your favorite part?
The turkey.
The turkey? Okay. I'm a stuffing mashed potato type of girl.
They're the mashed potatoes. Because last year someone forgot the mashed potatoes. I'm like, what's the deal with that?
Oh,
It was
where do you put
real
gravy?
fascinating.
Yeah, where do you put gravy?
Also the biscuits.
Oh, homemade? That's the best. Yes, Mario?
My mom makes sweet potato marshmallows.
Ooh, with
She
like
puts
the...
marshmallows in the sweet potatoes.
Mhm.
They're so good. And also, couldn't you make a cake?
I could, and you're right. That could be something else. That whenever I think about when I have my problems,
I don't make a souffle.
There we go. So if I think about, what problem do I really want to overcome? My problem that I really want to overcome is I want to go to I want to go to dinner with something. I might have to make that cake. Because what are some other options that I have? I could go to the store and get my pie. I could go buy it. I could Google it. I could make a cake or brownies instead.
$10.
Say again, Mario?
How about a pie cake? Mix a cake with a pie.
Maybe not for Thanksgiving.
No,
I
you
have to
can
do
just
that on the weekend.
No, just put a cake on a pie.
That doesn't make any
Mario,
sense.
yeah, that's a little
Like
weird.
cake.
Keep that one to yourself.
You
We'll
can
talk
make
about
the
it.
pie inside the pie crust.
So you can make a mixed thing.
Okay, let's get back here. So I have one of these here for you that I want you to think about. Okay, come back to Mrs. Luptak. You're thinking now you're all thinking about all you want to do is eat. If we think about some things that we can get over my hurdle, can I make this happen? Yeah. And who can I go to for help? I might even be going to Google for some help, some YouTube clips. What do I need to be able to do? Anytime you have a hurdle that you need to overcome, you might have to stop some behaviors. You might have to add some behaviors. Even like me teaching this lesson, that's sort of like a hurdle for me. I've got to get something done. What are some things I might have to stop? I might have to stop some of these sidebar conversations, right? And I might have to add some things like calling on Cam.
You could ask me to make it.
Do you make pies?
Yes.
We might have to
I
talk
make
later.
everything.
We might have to
I
talk
make
later.
good pies. I'm actually making pie for Thanksgiving.
This one here I think is the most important. If you really have something that you need to accomplish, you have to ask, what do I really believe in myself? Okay, do you really think it's realistic? Do you really think that you can accomplish that change? And where you fall? You know, do you have the strength to actually accomplish that? Or is it something where you're like, no, that's something I might not have the control to change, or I might not be ready to change? And then, what happens if you trip? And that's where I had some really good YouTube videos. But what happens if you trip? Is it important to keep going, or is it, that's it, you trip, you're done?
You get up.
You get up and you keep going. I had this neat YouTube video of an NCAA girls track. It was indoor. And the girl that was in the lead on the second lap round, they had to do 3 laps, she tripped. Literally, she had blood on her cheek, she just tripped. The girl behind her caught her foot, stepped on, not on purpose, but she tripped, and they were like, she's out of the race, she's out of the race. In that last lap, she overcame everybody else and won. Barely, but she still won the race. Sort of neat. That in the '96 Olympics. You guys weren't even around then. But that's a whole...
Difference between the trip and
About tripping? Well, it's important to get...
96 Olympics.
Oh, the '96 Olympics was girls' gymnastics. It came down to whether the U.S. was going to get the gold or not. And the last the last event was the hurdle. And the girl had to get a certain score, like let's say a 9.4, to be able to get the gold. And she went and she did her jump, and on a landing she fell. So everybody's upset. She gets one more try. She gets up from her fall and she's limping, visibly limping. She's having a hard time. She keeps stumbling. She says she's going to go do it again. She walks it off. She goes, she runs, she does her jump. When she lands on one foot because she's sprained her ankle so bad she can't put any weight on it. And she got like 9.7, and she needed a 9.4, so they got the gold. But she couldn't walk, so she had to jump off. She fell down and she had to like scoot on her bone off of the thing because she was in so much pain because she had hurt herself on the first try. But she got up and she went and did it again, landed on one foot so that they could win the gold.
I jumped off a swing and landed on my broken foot.
Ouch, did it hurt?
No.
It didn't hurt.
Nope.
Did you have it in a cast?
No.
No. In a shoe? Yeah, I'd have a shoe on.
No,
If it was swing.
I was actually in sandals.
Wow, that's pretty impressive that it didn't hurt. But she looked like she was in a lot of pain.
Hand first, then feet.
Well, then you took a little bit of the Brent then. She landed on one foot. So before Mr. Gray goes over some of your things from Dashboard with you, I have this handout for you. Okay, and I want you to think about what your hurdle might be. Maybe it's Black Friday shopping. Maybe it could be something from your Dashboard account. Maybe it's something from one of your motivation things from yesterday, what you might be motivated for. So I have a copy here for you. If you put Mr. Gray's name on onto your desk. And then Mr. Gray would like to conference with you. Questions for me? Is everybody excited to have 2 days off of school plus the weekend?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
4 days off.
4 days off total, right? And who's going to be out Black Friday shopping? Who do I need to avoid? Where are you going to be? South Hills Village? Okay.
Crazy psychopath.
You'll be everywhere. Where's the first store you're going to go to?
You have to
Best
avoid.
Buy.
You have to avoid psychopath shoppers.
You have to.
It's
It's a little
shop.
crazy.
It's a condition called shopophobia. It's
That's
the
called
condition.
shopaholic.
Yes, shopaholic.
Keep going.
That it forces the person to buy everything in sight. Okay.
I understand that. Okay, so it should take you a few minutes to complete, and then Mr. Gray is going to conference with you, and I'm going to be here till the end of the bell rings too. Okay? Everybody have writing utensils?
Writing utensils.
Two, there's some pens over there. See, that's those for your use there. Okay. Guys, I want to thank you too. I appreciate you guys being patient with me and having Miss King here videoing, and I want to thank Mr. Gray. Thank you, Mr. Gray,
You're welcome.
for letting me come in today. And I hope you guys all have a good Thanksgiving.
Mr. Gray.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Video.
right now what some of you need to